Zoom. How's my chat rate at 2? What do this mean? There we go. It's a little dark. ZAZI7. Five. Okay. So today's show is going to be about we the people. Are you the people? I would like if people can share how your life is going right now. How it's been going, how it's going to be going. If you remember any other realms or dimensions that you may have come from. And if you'd like to come on, join the Zoom club, then just join the Zoom call. I'll just paste the invite link in chat, like so. And if you want to come say hello, then you come say hello. Otherwise, just use your fingers and make some words. Hey, Infinite. Velo technique. I've never heard of it. Do you practice this? Voluntary energetic longitudinal oscillations. You move your energy up and down the full length of your energy/astral body. Are you saying like you're moving your point of focus? Hey Nigel. How you doing? What is it that you're moving exactly? I'm not going to do too long of a stream, maybe half an hour. Maybe. This is kind of like a pulse check, but I got in trouble for my last pulse check for checking on how people were doing, so. I'm just kidding, I would never do or not do something because of algorithms. Algorithms will not change my behavior. How is everyone doing? We're coming up to March now, right? I mean, think about it. We're already halfway. Somehow we made it through 2020. I don't know how. And then now, we're already getting decently into 2021. How does this happen? How does this happen? Guys doing tight? How does it happen? It's a little dark, huh? What is this? Maybe I need to switch. I think the light thing behind me washes out the picture. There we go. You want to show your rocking horse? Okay. That's better. Come here, Echo. You want to say hi? Come here. Come here, baby. Echo has grown another half a pound in about a week. So now he's 7.5 pounds, which is exactly how much Spazzy weighs at her heaviest. I think he's going to be like a 15-pound cat. Yeah? You going to be a monster kitty? Yeah? He's going to be a monster cat. So yes. How is everyone doing today? That's the question. How are you all? Tell me about your life. Started practicing it a few weeks ago, and now I can get to where I start seeing my astral body while practicing sometimes. The energy moves from top of head through body to soles of feet. It's using your consciousness to move subtle energy through your astral body. Okay. Adopt a highway? No. Knight Rider? Yes, it does have a chip. I can do the Japanese fix on it though. Fill it with gold leaf. What's that called, Andrea? The Japanese fixing of broken pottery and stuff? Yeah. But most likely I'll just leave it Y'all staying sane? Everybody staying sane? Hey, Teresa. Add gold to it, yeah. I don't know how to do that. I've never done that technique. And this is not really big enough to make the effect look that nice, but who knows? Maybe I'll just smash it and then put it together. Make sure you read my previous message. It took me 3 to 4 times to get through YouTube censorship. What previous message? You can always email me if the bots are censoring you. You know that, right? I'm gonna show you guys the rocking horse that Andrea... No? Why not? Why not? She's gonna get it. I'm probably gonna present it badly. Why don't you want me to show it? Okay. Scroll up. The velo technique, is that what you're talking about? Oh. No, first name, last name. If you had another comment besides scroll up and make sure you read my previous message, Gary, then yes, it is not there. It no longer exists. This is correct. Okay, I'll let it be. Oh. Okay. Does she have a name? No? Shit. Everything's falling to pieces. Everything's always falling down and falling off, breaking. You spent 40 hours there? Almost 40 hours. She had a dream about a rocking horse, right? And then she basically just went out and searched for it and found this at one of the antique shops, right? Goodwill. So she fixed it up quite nice. Quite nicely. Oh, and yeah, she just got into another shop, which is called Vintage, right? Vintage Marketplace. It's a shop that's just like 20 meters down the street. And so she's going to be creating lots of things to put inside of that space. I think on the 15th she's going to get in there. Already signed a contract and everything. 6 by 8 foot square to put things in. Something like that. What are the people saying? I started sleeping in a Japanese floor mattress a few weeks ago, and my quality of sleep is amazing now. The whole realm is backwards. If most people use a mattress, then do the opposite. Sleep on the floor. We're on the floor. I mean, we have a mattress on the floor. I like being close to the ground. I think this lighting is fine from the side. Microgreens. Random fact has been good for the soul. Good. The stores aren't really doing anything about people not wearing masks anymore. At least a lot of them. Home Depot, Walmart, and 7-Eleven right by my house. All three of them I have had issues not wearing a mask. And all three of them now, they don't bother me. And also there are a fair amount of other humans in there without masks as well. So there's a bit of solidarity that way. Have a good day. Light. Who are you? Are you Jobina? Can you share your actual name? So this is a pulse check, but it's just not titled pulse check. I mean, maybe that water coming out of the faucet is copyrighted, and I'll get in trouble for that. Water Production Incorporated is going to come and tell me I can't do that. Oh, I think Becky released another video. I'll have to watch that. Let's watch the Becky video all together. How about that? No. Getting strikes is not something that I can just... I can't say I want a strike, so I'm gonna go get it now. I wouldn't be able to get a strike if I tried to go get it. It has to come with no relation to the content whatsoever and at a very random interval. I have chores. Going into stores in LA is still policed by shop assistants. LA is probably a little bit stricter than here because it's LA. How the reptilians give us their mind.
Oh yeah. Video from your patrons. It was a big day yesterday. I was not expecting and it's like a really conflicting way of thinking.
No.
For your patrons. It was a big day yesterday. I was not expected. These big days always seem to be spontaneous and a timing. But yesterday was a healing day as well. We did diamond healing, and that was amazing. It was a really amazing session. It went on for about 5 hours, but it just seemed everybody was really open, and we got to roots of lots of things, and there was lots of tears, and which is a good thing when it's in healing. So that was really good. And then I spoke to a lovely lady, and she's given me her permission to talk about her case today, her situation. And it links in, and it's helped me understand how reality is the way it is, and how the reptilians have been used to give us their minds, or how they want us to work. And so since Christmas,
my previous message said something about fuck algorithms. My nigga's doing alright. Is that the one you're talking about? Hello, Dan. Welcome.
I've been watching the videos, and that I've been learning about the brain. So everything's been about the brain.
Welcome, Daniel.
Coming to me, I'm just learning about implants in the brain. There's loads of different consciousness inside the brain that has different resonance and emotions and different beliefs, and going in there and healing all those aspects to certain parts of the brain, to link to certain parts of the body, to how addictions are set up. I've been learning about that, and how the gut and the brain are linked, to how the substances that we take have a huge effect on the brain, to the immunisations and seeing the liquid metal in the brain, and how that affects us, to signs of dyslexia, to irritation, not being able to sleep, to anger issues, to not being able to, your heart consciousness to come into your body because your body is under attack because of the immunisations that's gone to the brain. I've seen the effects of sleeping tablets.
Okay.
And that effect on the brain, it basically just cracks the brain, to ecstasy tablets, to cocaine, to all these things, and how they basically brain damage us. And the brain damage, we don't consider brain damage, we just see this as like emotional issues, like you can't sleep, here's more pills to fuck you up even more. So basically the pharmaceutical company has a huge amount of responsibility to take, because a lot of what they've prescribed has affected our brains in a not positive way. And what's also affected our brains, now how our brains work and how our hearts work has a lot to do with our mums and dads. The interaction between our mum and dad is basically, we mimic that, and our brains interact with so say for instance you've got a very abusive father, and you've got a very victimised mother, then you're going to have a brain that is dominant over the heart, and the head will rule, where really they need to work together in order to create a beautiful reality, individual reality for you. But if we've got really unstable parents, then our brains and our hearts are not going to work as well. Now, what I've also started to see, that there's a split in the brain, the right and the left side, the right and the left hemisphere of the brain. And one side can be abusive and the other side be victim. And I've started to see this, but it doesn't relate to the parents. It doesn't relate to how the parents have brought this child up. And this is a bit odd. I don't know why this is, but we need to go in and sort of deprogram and heal the consciousness within the nodules and in the brain. And then this lovely lady came along yesterday. I'm just wondering which I'll tell you a little bit there. When I was it just made sense of my personal story, because when I spoke about the Black Magician, I did a video about the Black Magician that I allowed into my life and trusted, and lots of crap came my way. What I didn't talk about at that time was my little boy was 4 at the time, and he came downstairs one morning when all this was going on, and a black magician. I didn't know he was a black magician; I just thought he was a healer, anyway, when he entered into my life got really, really difficult. Jinn to demonic attacks to Draco. it was horrendous. I've done a couple of videos on it, and but I learnt a lot along the way. But what also happened at the time, my little boy was 4 when this started, and he came downstairs one day. We were sitting at the dinner table, and he said, "Mummy, dinosaurs are coming into my bedroom at night and talking to me." Now, he said it in a way that, my ears, I did not laugh this off. This was, I knew this wasn't like a kid's imagination. And just the way he presented it and the way he talked about this, he was quite frightened. And, "Mummy, can you help?" And I'm like... Anyway, there was a woman in my life at that time, she was psychic, and she said, "Oh, he's been programmed, but it's good." She tried to convince me that this was good, that reptilians coming into his bedroom at night, programming was a good thing. Anyway, his behaviour at that time started to change, his sleeping changed, and his everything got a lot worse, and it's only been really to break him out of it in the last year. So the Reppy energy, breaking out and claiming my son back, has taken years. And if I knew now what I knew then, we wouldn't have to go through all that. But I had a lot to learn along the way. And
I think she meant, if I knew then what I knew
lovely,
now.
really lovely lady came along, and she was speaking about this healer that's been in her life for the last few years, and it's, looking after her son who's got parasites. She's talking about parasites. Her son's got sunspore, and she said, "But Becky, he's talking weirdly. He's talking, how he's getting thoughts of hitting people, and then." But he knows he shouldn't, or thoughts of he doesn't like this person, but he knows he does, and it's like a really conflicting way of thinking. And thankfully, he's telling his mum about this. So she told me about the healer, and she told me about the son. So I went and looked at the son. I went and had a chat with him to see what was going on. And I saw a red cord in his spine. Now, red cords I see all the time, not all the time, but I do see them, they're common. And I know red cords are linked to reptilian energy, and for some reason I've never investigated more than that. I just know it's a reptilian thing, and generally, so I just pull it out. So I saw that he had a reptilian cord in him, and then I went and checked out the healer. This healer, and she looked beautiful. She was like, and tension's really good, and she's really nice, I like her. And then I went, can't remember exactly what happened, but went higher up, and she was connected to all this really beautiful energy. Like, this beautiful ET woman came along, and it was like, wow. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, wow, this is really beautiful. And then something just clicked. I'm like, this is not right. This is not real. Like, this is a hologram. And then when I realised that all this beautiful love, beautiful light was a hologram, that came down, and behind it was just reptilian energy everywhere. And this healer was connected to all this energy. And then I saw that the healer, was the one that put the red cord in the spine of this 4-year-old. And this linked him up to the reptilian energy. So I just followed, went and looked at the boy and just seen what she'd done. So she hooked the red cord up to his spine. And she then the reptilian energy was able to travel up and start to program him up at night, putting images of dinosaurs. And I was telling Mum this, and she goes, "He's obsessed with dinosaurs." And that's what happened to my son. He was obsessed with dinosaurs, so that's one sign then. And dinosaurs, images of violence, and everything. And what this was also doing to the boy's brain was splitting the left and the right side of the brain. So not only was he losing contact with this left side of the brain, the feminine side, but also he was losing contact with his mum, because the mum, we have our babies connected to us, our consciousness is connected to us, and it's emotional. So that the fuckers, they were basically abusing this child, programming this child at night with the mum unaware, and trying to disconnect the mum from the child and disconnect him from his own heart. And when I was looking at the child and I was looking at what they were doing to this child, and the energy around me, the reptilian energy, that like they were all beading eyes on me. They were like, it was really intense, and I'm like, I can't, because I needed to go in and sort of look, heal the aspects of the brain where they tried to take over this little boy. And I thought, I can't go near him. I need to go and confront this energy. I need to go and confront the reptilians that were doing this. So I went right back where all the fake charade came down, and they were pissed, like really pissed, to the point where I'm like, wow, this is way bigger than I thought, because the amount of energy was enormous. Like, they were really pissed, and I was like, I wasn't worried, but I got Gaia involved, I got all the planets involved. I was like, shine your lights, like, all this needs to be seen. The whole universe needs to see what these reppies are doing. Reppies that are portraying themselves as this white light. This healer, she portrayed of galactic beings, and she worked with galactic beings. Anybody's telling you working with galactic beings, I would be very, very careful. If you've got a healer that doesn't fully trust themselves and goes outside of themselves, then I would worry. I'm not saying all healers are like that, but if a healer is relying on another source of galactic beings, or when people do the Q&As and I've asked questions of this galactic stuff, it's always come back a load of crap. Don't trust it. She was all into this love and light stuff, this healer, and you realise behind all this love and light stuff is all this reptilian energy. And it all came down yesterday. It was the massive operation that had been taking place on the humans on Earth came down yesterday. So there's none of our babies, our children that are born that or are being programmed now have stopped. That has all stopped. However, the red cords need to be taken out, and the effects of the programming. This programming, obviously, in adults, they have like a abusive victim mentality brains. So the programming goes on. It's like we think of programming as obviously the social programming, to the news programming, to people who are in like horrendous programming like MK Ultra and stuff like that. But the programming that goes underneath there, where people don't have a clue about. The parents are lying in bed happily, sleeping while their children are being programmed at night by these reptilians. That all stopped yesterday, but the effects of that needs to be cleared up. So a massive... it was a good day yesterday. It was like a war had been won yesterday on the love and light community. It had been highly exposed on a universal level. And behind that love and light, obviously the Watchers, but the reptilians that are working in this universe were all exposed yesterday. So that shit can stop. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of learning difficulties come this way, because the left and right brain are split, and loads of stuff. So I'd share that with you. It's a good day yesterday. Thanks for watching. You take care. Bye.
Bye now. Huh. So she's saying reptilians are no longer programming people? That would be nice. Would be nice if all the veils came down and all the sneaky manipulators could be exposed. Will it? I don't know. Or did it, rather? Thank you. Coffee has arrived. I've never felt comfortable with love and light community, ever. Not even when I was a kid. Whenever someone was trying to be nice to me, even as a kid, especially as a kid, I always was like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to get from me? Nobody's ever just being nice for literally no reason. And why do I say that? Because nice is like off-center. Neutral meditation is not nice. Neutrality is not nice. So if someone's being nice, then there's something on the other side of that neutrality zone to counterbalance it. And if it hasn't come around now, it will come around later. But yeah, love and light has always seemed like garbage to me. What? So, that's all for today. Gonna take off and drink my coffee. Peace, love, and happiness. Be nice. Don't be nice. Laters. Shush it, kitty cat.